Hi, welcome. My name's John Allen, and I'm the host of Out in New Haven, where once a month we take a different topic of interest to the LGBTQ community in New Haven and Connecticut and explore it. And today I am delighted to be able to talk about a wonderful program called Out Film Connecticut, and it's Connecticut's very own LGBTQ film festival. That's the only one in Connecticut, and currently the only film festival, the longest running film festival in Connecticut. And I'm here with the film festival director, Shane Engstrom. And thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this is absolutely something that I do every year. Is I get to go up to Hartford to the film festival and get to see some of the hot new films that are coming out, certainly in the LGBTQ community. And it's always a delight, and it's great to be there with other film enthusiasts and enjoy films related to our community.
Oh yeah, we've been doing it for 31 years, and we're happy to have everyone come. It is the Connecticut LGBT Film Festival after all. It's not just the Hartford LGBT Film Festival, so we open the doors to everyone and hope that everyone will come. Mm-hmm.
And you literally draw from all around the country and people that come in from around the world to see the films.
Yes, exactly. And like you said, last year we had directors that flew in from Germany and from Great Britain, and it's a great opportunity for people to not only see great new films, but also have a chance to interact with directors and actors, and be able to ask them questions and see what they have to say about the making of the films.
Mm-hmm. That's always some of the most important things that I like to hear about, is directly from the directors and the actors who have attended every one that I've gone to. I've seen the directors and actors that come and talk afterwards.
Yeah, we don't get them all there, but we extend invitations to all of them.
Well, the ones that I go to, they tend to be the ones where they are showing up. But I'm just so impressed with the breadth of films that you include.
Yeah, I mean, that's really one of our goals for the organization, is to really put together programs that will appeal to all parts of the community.
Yes, because the LGBTQ community is really disparate communities together that come together as part of the sexual minority community.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, how do you include all these different groups and yet have one cohesive festival?
Yeah, exactly. It's a challenge, it really is, and that's sometimes when you're explaining to directors, they say, why didn't you pick my film? It's because it's a balancing act, because you need to pick a wide variety of films, and if they have films that are really good, but someone else made one that's on a very similar subject, and that one was also really good, then you can't always show all of the good films that are submitted. So you have to find films that will appeal to the gay community, lesbian community, transgender community, people who like documentaries, people who like rom-coms, people who like educational films, and so there's
And
so
also
many different
shorts too. Shorts,
yeah.
and I mean not just feature films, but shorts. And it's where I seem to find so many of them that these, some are, just seconds or minutes long,
Yeah.
and then feature films.
Well, that's always been a tradition of ours to include short films with almost all of our programs. And I think if you go to a lot of the other film festivals, you'll see they have like a shorts program that's like, an hour and a half of shorts. But they're very, it's not very often that they actually include shorts with the feature films. So we've always had a tradition of showing, a few shorts, have a little intermission, and then show the feature. Or if your timing is tight, you throw in like a 5-minute short just as a teaser to the feature film. So and we have a lot of fun trying to pair up which short might be appropriate for this feature film and things like that.
Yeah, they always seem to mix together well, and I've enjoyed that. Well, the film festival takes place in Hartford, but it's certainly just not for Hartford residents. I being in New Haven, it's a particular draw for many people in New Haven, including myself, to go up, and my friends and my spouse to go to Hartford. And you had mentioned earlier that you actually have several Connecticut-based films in the festival.
Yeah, this year we have 5 different short films that have some sort of Connecticut connection. So, one of them is from a filmmaker who went to Wesleyan. One of them actually went film Lady Eva. The filmmaker went to Trinity College. Then you have a film like Alterations, which is showing on the Centerpiece night on Wednesday, the Wednesday night of the festival. It stars Danny Arunca, who is a prominent member of the community in the Hartford area. So I think it was her her big screen debut. So she's very excited to be there.
Right. The film festival takes place, so we'll mention at the end of the program too, but it takes place during the beginning of June.
Yes, it's June 1st through the 9th. And most of the programs happen at Cine Studio.
Cine Studio, which
Cine
is
Studio
at
Theater, which is at Trinity College. It's the theater that's on campus at Trinity College in Hartford.
Right, and that's where I've always known the festival to take place.
Yeah.
But you've been adding other venues around the city as well.
Yeah, we also have a screening of Mr. Gay Syria on the first Sunday at Real Artways, and
which is an incredible theater. It's
oh yeah,
beautiful.
It's a great.
That's where I
great
saw
art space.
last year. I believe it was John Scagliotti.
Yeah.
Did a documentary.
Yeah, that was
before homosexuals.
Yeah.
I think we remembered the film. The film
yeah,
name.
it's a great venue, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great venue for more intimate conversations. So
it's wonderful.
Works
We
out
loved
well.
it, and he was there too. It
Yeah.
was just so great to listen to him.
And then on the closing night, we bring it downtown Hartford to 2 venues. We show one film at Spotlight Theaters on Front Street, and then we show another film at the same time at the Wadsworth Athenaeum.
Oh, how wonderful.
And then, because the 2 theaters are just a block apart, we bring everyone together for the closing night party, which everyone always has a great time at.
Yeah, the last time I think I saw something at the Wadsworth Athenaeum was a film called Southern Comfort about the band of trans brothers.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, that was several years ago, but it was an incredible experience to be there with an audience and just share that experience. I loved it.
Yeah. We actually have a lot of, we're kind of highlighting some of our transgender film programs this year because this is the first year that we've ever done an all transgender shorts program. We started with lesbian shorts, and then we added on gay shorts a couple of years ago, and now this year is the first year for an all transgender shorts program. So we get a lot of great content there, and also our centerpiece film is also another transgender film called Close Knit, which is Japan's very first transgender feature film.
Oh my goodness!
So
how wonderful!
It's really a great film. Everyone who's seen it, it's just like, I loved it.
Oh, that's great. I'm looking forward to it. And the centerpiece just refers to that it's right in the middle of the festival.
It's in the middle of the festival. It's a great way to kind of bring attention to a specific program that is really highly regarded. So it's one that we want to bring some additional focus to because it's such a good film.
We were mentioning earlier that through my involvement here with Citizens Television, we actually had a film that screened at the 17th Film Festival Centerpiece, and it was called Becoming Donna, about a member of the intellectual disability community who was transgender.
Yep.
And it was just such an experience to have the film festival, the Connecticut Film Festival, spotlighting our film. It was an amazing experience. We loved it.
Great little film. And we showed another one a couple of years ago too, right?
Yes, and that was called a special outing about our group of people that actually meet at the community center for over 20 years. We started the first of its kind in the country for people with intellectual disabilities who identify as LGBTQ. And we did a short film about it, and your film festival was so gracious to screen that as well.
Well, you know, it takes a lot to make the cut, so you should feel very feel very proud.
You know, but I think that's a good segue to really ask, like, how do people? I mean, you encourage people in Connecticut to participate in this festival.
Yeah, we definitely do. You know, the invitation—it's an open invitation to everyone, but Connecticut filmmakers in particular, we like to see what local talent has produced. So we, you know, pay special attention to those ones. But, you know, this year we had a record number of submissions. Overall, we had over 450 films submitted to us. And we're ending up showing about 60. So
wow! So there'll be 60 over the 9 days.
Yeah, and that includes short films, documentaries, and features. So we have like 10 features, 3 documentaries, and 47 shorts.
Was there any? Is there a fee to submit a film, or can anybody just submit that and?
We use a service called Film Freeway, and it has a nominal fee to cover their costs of like anywhere between $5 and $20, depending on what type of, if it's a feature or a short or whatever.
Because most film festivals do charge some kind of an application fee, right?
But on our website, if you go to our website and go to the submissions page, we say you can either submit through Film Freeway, or you can submit to us for free if you just send us, you know, fill out a form, so we'll gather all the pertinent information and send us a screener link through the email. And that's the way that all of the companies or all the filmmakers are submitting these days. In the past, it was like they would send us VHS tapes.
Right.
And then it got switched to DVDs, and so we were always running back and forth to the mailbox. But this year we didn't have even one submission through DVD. It's all online, and that's what has allowed us to encourage participation in the film festival committee to people from all over the state. I mean, we actually have a few people. We have 2 people who moved to Great Britain who still are on our committee because they keep watching. They watch the films through online links, so that
how wonderful.
You know, we send them the link and the password, and they sign in and they watch it, and then they submit their ratings, evaluations online. So
how great!
So it's a great opportunity if someone really enjoys watching movies, and they're not afraid of watching, you know, hundreds. You can watch as many as you want or as few as you want. But
I've participated in that in the past, and it's always so great to see. And of course, I love every single one that I've seen. I just think that they're so great.
You need to have an opinion, though.
Right, I know. There was one that was, I think it was in last year. It was called Uncle Donna. Or Uncle Dorothy or something like that.
I think you're close, but...
And it was a trans film, but it was so fun.
It was very fun.
I think it made the cut.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, we showed it on the Sunday of last year.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
Uncle
great.
Gloria.
Uncle Gloria,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That was so great. Yeah. Well, so people, can people actually go out and film using their cell phone, or do they need fancy equipment? And
I mean, they can.
and what makes a good film? Like, what do you think?
So a great film is one that has a strong concept, and they get to that concept and they tell you their story, without a lot of dragging things out and things that would distract you from the main story. So, yeah, I mean, people do submit using their cell phones. I think we had some fairly prominent films recently that were filmed all on iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
But I will caution you, not everyone is a filmmaker. We kind of kid amongst ourselves on the committee that we watch all the bad films, so you don't have to, because there are a lot that are submitted, and not everyone's is a I think a lot of people, when the camcorders came out, they figure, I have a camcorder, so now I'm a filmmaker. But in some of them, it really is true.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, it's not actually true.
So, well, that's good.
But we're willing to take a look at everything.
So maybe pair up with somebody that, or a film school, or take some film classes before submitting.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, this might be a good time to sort of talk about what are some of the films that are coming up in the festival, and what should we be, what are you most excited about?
We have a ton of great films this year, and these are our flyers.
Yeah, hot off the press.
Hot off the press. I guess the first one I'll talk about is the opening film, which is called Ideal Home, and our festival is showing the North American premiere of the film.
Wonderful.
And it stars Steve Coogan and Paul Rudd as a couple of a gay couple who one day this little kid shows up on their doorstep, and they say that the Steve Coogan character, he says, "You're my grandfather," and he's like, "Oh yeah." And so apparently his father had gotten into some trouble, and he came to live with them, and it was a surprise to them, and it's a really fun. It's a very funny story, but at the same time, it's really heartwarming. So.
What's not to love about both of those actors?
It's a great way to kick off the festival, because
Yes.
I think it'll appeal to everyone, and it's such a nice start. Actually, we're going to start with the film Curmudgeons, which is a short film, which stars Danny DeVito, and it was actually directed by Danny DeVito, and he plays an elderly gay man, and who's visiting his partner in the elder care.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so appropriate for so many gay people now that we have, as the baby boomers are aging.
Yeah.
So that's very timely.
Yep. We have, something for everyone, but some of the ones to kind of highlight are, on that first Saturday, we're showing After Louie, which stars Alan Cumming, and it's kind of a intergenerational film about Alan Cumming, who lived through the AIDS crisis and has met this very much younger man whose whole world concept is different. He was born after the whole AIDS crisis, but they form a relationship, and it's all about their struggle and coming to terms with their differences.
And he's just such a wonderful actor. He's in this show called Instinct now, and that's on Sunday evenings. And we were talking earlier, I remember seeing him in the film Any Day Now, where he and his partner adopt a Down syndrome person with Down syndrome, and it was just heart-wrenching.
Oh, it was. I may have teared up.
It was, but that's incredible.
Yeah. For our Also, I wanted to mention on the Thursday night, we're showing Every Act of Life, which is a documentary about Terrence McNally and his life and writing for, he's the 4-time Tony Award-winning playwright who wrote shows like Love, Valor, and Compassion, Masterclass, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and even like the show that's on Broadway now, Anastasia. So he is actually going to be coming up from New York to the screening. So that's going to be quite a special occasion to be able to see his life on film, but also be able to talk to him and ask him some questions.
Right. Oh, how wonderful. And that's all included with the evening. How wonderful. I just love that, you know, we tend to think of Connecticut as being this small state with, you know, so insulated, and yet you realize when you have major theatrical people coming into Connecticut that this is a significant venue for them.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you know, proximity it's nice because it's not too far for them to come, and but yeah, our festival has kind of grown in prominence over the years, you know, and we're probably one of the, you know, 10 or so longest running gay film festival, LGBT film festivals in the country.
Right.
So, so yeah.
Yeah, 31 years. That's amazing.
But we also have like our gay shorts night, our lesbian shorts nights. Those are always very popular. We're showing a screening of Mr. Gay Syria at Real Artways. I mentioned that briefly.
Right.
But that one's about a documentary about refugees from Syria and their plight. And it kind of focuses not only on the whole refugee situation, but what it is to be an LGBT refugee and living in Turkey, where they face a lot of discrimination all the time, and you know, they leave one bad situation for another bad situation.
Right, I know, because in so many places in the country, I mean, we tend to think of here in Connecticut and in the United States that, you know, we've sort of won the war for inclusion, and yet you realize in so many other places around the world it's so dangerous to be out and to have people know about your sexual orientation or gender identity.
Yeah.
It's really frightening.
Exactly.
So it's important to spotlight those as well.
Yep. Yep. Also on the first Saturday, we have kind of a back-to-back women's films, The Ring Thing and Anchor and Hope. The Ring Thing, the director will be coming. We're also hoping that some of the actresses will be able to make it. That one is about, you know, a woman who kind of mistakenly proposes to her girlfriend in P-Town, and then when they discover, then when she says, no, I wasn't proposing, that leads to a whole other discussion about them getting married. Followed by a film, Anchor and Hope, which is about a lesbian couple who decide they want to go ahead and have a baby together, and so they ask one of their male friends to help them out with that. So,
I just love how it just touches on all the themes that are so important to LGBT people and families.
Yeah, and that really is kind of the theme of the festival. Is it's kind of showing what is important to the LGBT community. You know, film is a reflection of life. And we want to celebrate those stories and show films about issues that are the most important to the community. So.
Well, you know, speaking of celebrating, you've been festival director for quite a number of years now, right?
Yep, festival director and co-director, some capacity for the last 11 years. But I've been involved since 2000, when I first came out of the closet.
Oh my goodness. Well, you do such a wonderful job, and you know, I wonder why do you continue to keep you know, maintaining a leadership role and participating?
I just enjoy it so much, and it's a really great group that we work with. You know, that volunteers. It's an all-volunteer organization. I think a lot of people don't realize realize that, but no one's on the payroll there.
Right.
I mean, we do hire some people to help with fundraising and things like that on a contractor basis, but everyone on the committee is volunteering, and it's a great group of people, and it's a lot of fun to meet new people.
Yes.
And we do Sunday brunches to watch the films.
I know. Well, I was also looking at on your website and on other areas. You have a long list of major sponsors in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So I wonder, how do you manage that?
Well, remember the fundraiser that I mentioned earlier. She reaches out to a lot, but she has created relationships over the years with a lot of organizations. Cigna has been one of our largest donors for several years now.
And they have affinity groups there where there are many gay employees, LGBT employees.
Yeah.
And so I would imagine.
And the same with like Travelers and Aetna for the insurance company. Webster Bank has been a long-term sponsor.
Yeah. And that's so great to do that, because I'm sure it costs a lot of money too to put on a festival like this at so many venues.
Oh, definitely.
Well, in our remaining moments, I just wanted to ask you, what do you see in the future for the film festival and for LGBT films? Do you have any sort of words of wisdom or thoughts or something that you would like to see for the film festival or in general?
I just think it's going to be so important to just keep the festival going, because there are so few events now where the LGBT community can come together within the community. I mean,
that's not a pride celebration.
Right.
It's not a festival or
a one-day pride.
Parade. Yeah.
This is the longest-running cultural and arts LGBT event in Connecticut, and there are so few opportunities that you get to go out where it's not a drinking event or like that. So it's a great way to meet new people and to enjoy great films, and there's something special about going to a darkened movie theater where you're surrounded by the community.
Yes.
And it's not just the local Cineplex.
Right. Yes, it is. It's a very special experience.
So I'm hoping to make it to our 50th year and beyond.
Right, I hope so. Well, I've been talking with Shane Engstrom, who is the film director for the Outfilm Connecticut, Connecticut's very own LGBTQ film festival. And it's always held in the beginning of June every year. And we encourage everyone to, you don't even have to be LGBT to enjoy this film festival.
Definitely not.
And I encourage everyone to participate and see what films are coming up that are reflective of our community. I'm John Allen. I'm the host of Out in New Haven. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.